Arne Slot is done at Liverpool. Whether it happens today or tomorrow or even at the end of the season, it's coming. So Liverpool have to pick their next manager right, because the wrong manager doesn't only cost you trophies, it costs you time. So today we're ranking every realistic manager out there and picking the right manager for Liverpool. So who's the dream, who's realistic, who's interesting, and who Liverpool cannot absolutely hire. So let's get into it. We start strong with Francesco Farioli. I'm a big fan of what Francesco Farioli is doing this season with that Porto team, playing an great brand of football, a possession-based team. Of course, he's a disciple of De Zerbi and Guardiola. He has even studied philosophy in university and has done a thesis on football. He's really an interesting manager, young manager. I think he has a brilliant future in terms of coaching, but it's too early for him. It's too early. He's just got his Porto job. He hasn't quite done well. Also, in the last job where he had in Ajax, was 5 points ahead and crumbled in the last few games and lost the title to PSV. Even at Nice, where he had investment from Ineos, he didn't really do that great. He has a huge personality also, but I think this is a future top coach in becoming. I think his principles could translate well in the Premier League, but I just think right now it's just too early, and for him, I don't want to see even another sort of Ruben Amorim situation, a manager coming in looking lost in a new league, because the Premier League is brutal. Premier League is brutal. It doesn't care how old you are. It doesn't care how young you are as a coach. It will ask you a lot. So I'll place him in interesting because I love his ideas, and I think in a Liverpool team, in a technical squad like Liverpool have, I think the ideas could translate well, but I think it's too early to call him a great fit. So I'll leave him interesting. And the next option I've seen, and a lot of you on Twitter believe it could happen, it's Jurgen Klopp. Well, I'm sorry to put this to bed because I think Jurgen Klopp is unrealistic. What's the point for him? He has proved everything he had to prove at Liverpool. Won every trophy to be won at Liverpool. Has said that he wanted a break out of football. He had left. He doesn't have energy. So why would he come back in the same environment that he was? I think if Jurgen Klopp becomes a manager again, it will be for the German national team, or maybe Real Madrid if they give him really the right conditions to work well, but I don't think he'll come back at Liverpool. So for me, it's unrealistic. Another manager I think who's really unrealistic, who's not gonna come at Liverpool, is Luis Enrique. So why would Lucho leave the best team in the world? He's playing an incredible football with PSG. They are the best team in the world. They've just won the Champions League. They're fighting for another Champions League. They are playing again. They're fighting also for another Ligue 1 title. He's also backed by Qatar owners, so has money to buy whoever he wants to build a dynasty for the next 5-10 years. So I don't see any reason in the world where Luis Enrique would come to Liverpool. Maybe if he wants a new challenge, then I think Liverpool, they must jump on it, but I don't think this will happen this summer. So Luis Enrique is really unrealistic. A manager who is out of contract this summer is Andoni Iraola. I've talked about Andoni Iraola a lot on this channel. Plays the most intense football. His teams are always the most hardworking off the ball. He lacks that gegenpressing and would bring back that sort of pressing style at Anfield to bring up the crowd, which was something that has been missing with this Arne Slot football. So I think Andoni Iraola, maybe let me know, Liverpool fans, maybe some of you are against it, but I think it can function at Liverpool. His team works really well. He loves those man-to-man situations. If you buy wingers, like the sort of wingers he had at Bournemouth, you give him a competitive team, maybe it can work. He has proved he can be a great coach in the best league in the world, in the Premier League. Yes, Bournemouth are not great this season. They're really consistent, but let's not forget that this is the guy who has lost his entire backline. Some players never got replaced in that Bournemouth team. So again, Andoni Iraola for me would be, I think, an interesting choice. Another manager who's linked to the job is Thomas Tuchel. Thomas Tuchel is in his job at England till the end of the summer. He's gonna manage England at the World Cup. So are Liverpool really gonna wait after the World Cup to pick up their next manager? I think it's a bit unrealistic. Of course, Thomas Tuchel is an interesting fit. His teams are always like a tactical chameleon. You don't know what they're gonna do. It's a team. He has coached in different teams, like whether at PSG, whether at Chelsea, where he showed great things and won. He has won, of course, the Champions League with Chelsea. He has shown great things. Also at Bayern Munich, has that top level experience. He's an incredible man management, Thomas Tuchel, but I just don't know why, but I think it's a bit unrealistic. Another young manager who's linked to the job, of course, he's an icon. He's an icon to Liverpool fans. He is if there is a player that represents the best Liverpool, I think it's Steven Gerrard, legendary player at Liverpool, maybe their best player in history. But is he a legendary coach? Liverpool fans, don't insult me in the comments, but I don't think he's a legendary coach. And I know his dream is to manage Liverpool, maybe on an interim basis. Why not? Why not bring that sort of aura that the player who can connect the most the players to the manager can connect the players the most to Liverpool. Why not on a short-term basis, but on a long-term, it's simply not. I don't see him. I don't even know his playing style. Yes, he has shown great things with that Rangers team, but hasn't translated them to the Premier League with Aston Villa, even to the Saudi Pro League in Al 85. So, I think in a secondary role where he would be maybe an assistant to maybe Xabi Alonso, for example, that would be really interesting. But as a first team manager, I'm not convinced. A manager that I'm really convinced about is Julian Nagelsmann, an incredible manager, plays an incredible brand of football, high pressing, high energy football, plays with different formation, doesn't really have a formation because he still always constantly adapts. He can play 3 at the back. The 3-5-2 that he played at Leipzig is not the same as the 4-2-3-1 he played at Bayern Munich. Yes, he didn't end really well at Bayern Munich, although he even won a Bundesliga title. I still think there is a great coach in Julian Nagelsmann, and I think with the right tools, with the right players, there is Fernand Wirtz that he knows very well at Liverpool. There is a lot that would make him succeed at Liverpool. There is that culture that he would bring, that German brand of football again that the fans are really connected with. So I struggle to see how Julian Nagelsmann would struggle at Liverpool with his playing style, with the players that he has at his disposal. And another manager, I think, who's a great shot. Maybe Liverpool fans don't like him because he has always beaten us. Every time we've played against him is Oliver Glasner. His contract is running up this summer. He has shown in the Premier League that he can do well with that middle table team. Has won the first FA Cup in Crystal Palace history, their first trophy in years. Has shown great things in Europe. Also, he has Crystal Palace really punching above their weight, and that without having the most extraordinary squad. He plays a physical brand of football. His brand of football demands a lot of energy. Will that suit Liverpool? I'm not sure, because Liverpool players right now are more like artists, not hard workers. Like the squad he had, Liverpool used to have under, for example, Jurgen Klopp. But this is a manager who can adapt. He has shown it at Frankfurt, where he played even 4 at the back. Because people are telling me that he just plays 3 at the back. No, he has played 4 at the back at Frankfurt. Won them a Europa League. Has worked really well with strikers. Also has improved constantly the strikers he's managed. Jean-Philippe Mateta is the latest one. So I don't know. There is I think really Oliver Glasner, in the right context, like Liverpool, I think he'd do well. But the thing is that would Liverpool build also a better squad suited to his physical demands? That would be the next question to ask. A manager I think would do also incredibly well is Sebastian Hoeneß. Maybe most of you don't know him, and I didn't really know much about him either, but I've done some research this season on him. I've watched some Stuttgart games, and I've always been amazed every time I've watched Stuttgart again playing out of the back. They press really like high when they lose the ball. They take a lot of risks. This is a manager who's not fully in control, and that's what I like about his brand of football. It's a bit chaotic, and that's what Liverpool fans also, I think, they loved about Klopp's playing style and what they are really asking to store. This is a manager also who's connected to his fans. There is not the nonchalant gimmick of Arne Slot here. This is a manager who's passionate, who transmits it to his team. Yes, he has translated that to a Stuttgart team that he took from 18th to even second in Bundesliga, has constantly finished in the Champions League places, has played Europe with this Stuttgart team that again was fighting for relegation. He has won even their first title in years with that DFB Pokal win. So this is a manager who has proved that he can bring success to a club, not their best club also in Bundesliga, but I'm curious, would that be translated in a league like Premier League? Because and as I've said, the Premier League is really cruel. Will that football that he practices at Stuttgart translate in the Premier League? I'm not sure, but I think if there is a manager that Liverpool have to take on a risk in this tier list is Sebastian Hoeneß, because the upside are really huge, and he's a young coach still, so he has again a lot of years in front of him. So we're getting closer maybe to the one with there is also Cesc Fàbregas, who's doing great things with Como, currently pushing for a Europe finish place in Italy with Como, has done great things. Is even in the cup with Como. Can win their first title this season. Let's see. Has done great things with Como, but Como also has invested a lot, so they're really the only team in Serie A that can invest a lot, but doesn't change the fact that Cesc Fàbregas is doing a great job. Of course, he is a Pep disciple, extreme possession based football, but also his team presses high when they lose the ball. He's not really a control freak like I would have thought that Cesc Fàbregas would become as a coach. He gives a lot of freedom to his players. The greatest example is Nico Paz. Look how Nico Paz plays at that number 10 tenor. He's really free to create, to assist, to do anything on the pitch, and he's done so well. Imagine a player like Florian Wirtz in those positions also would be scary, but I just think Cesc Fàbregas jumping from Como to the Premier League to Liverpool with that a lot of pressure, I'm not sure it would be a great fit so far. I think it's still interesting. I think he still has a lot to show, and then why not in the future jumping from Como maybe to another team, then to the Premier League. So that's what I think. And where do we put Xabi Alonso? Xabi Alonso goes straight in the one. Do I even really need to explain? Has shown his brand of football at Leverkusen. Has shown his brand of football at Leverkusen. Took Leverkusen from 16th to 6th. Then went on an unbeaten run. His team is a high pressing team. He's Spanish, but his football is not really that Spanish. Yes, of course there is possession. There is possession a bit in his playing style, but his team is really a pressing team. They are also great in all over the pitch. When I was researching this video and when I also listened his interview, he says it really well. He wants a team that's excellent in every metric, and this is a guy that has been managed by Jose Mourinho, by Rafa Benitez, by Carlo Ancelotti, by the best managers all around. So by even also Pep Guardiola. So he sort of took everything and created his own sort of philosophy, and that's what's interesting in Xabi Alonso. I think he is the most promising coach, and people will mention me Real Madrid, but even at Real Madrid, he still has the highest winning percentage at Real Madrid. Yes, it hasn't been incredible, but it's because he lost the dressing room. It's not because of how they played. I think the playing style was really great, and I think in the right condition, Xabi Alonso can do great things, you know. And as James Alcott said it on his channel, you know, in movies we always see a guy and a girl who are sort of the perfect match, but during the movie, in the beginning, you know, the guy is dating another girl, the girl is dating another guy, so it's sort of impossible for them to be together. But we all know that at the end of the movie they're gonna end up together, and that's how it should have been. But that situation represents Liverpool and Xabi Alonso. No matter what happens, Xabi Alonso and Liverpool, it's meant to happen. He is even a Liverpool legend, has a Liverpool song for him, so I don't see how he is not the one. For me, he is my number one choice if this summer Liverpool decide to part ways with Arne Slot, which I think it's something that will happen. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this one. If you enjoyed it, make sure to like and subscribe also for the next video, because the next video I'm dropping a video where we're building Xabi Alonso the perfect team to win everything next season. So stay tuned. See you in the next one. Ciao.